All right. It's the truth hour. The General Sara, Seti, kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be happy. Ring the alarm, KingSeti.com, online marketplace, official General Sara, Seti DVDs, t-shirts, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry. Fly for your family. You feel me? Got something for you. African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies. Got to have it today. You understand? Something might jump on you. You got to have your immune system together, family, so you can defend. Don't play with yourself. You know what I'm saying? And we got art and home decor for the family, trying to transform their African home into the African temple that they always want to. Get on over there to KingSeti.com, online marketplace. Got 15% off for the family at this time. Going over there and get you something. That's right. Pull the goddamn fire alarm. Goddamn it, we dropping nuclear bombs on GeneralSeti.com. We get Seti University, the complete General Seti website. Over 800 videos and lectures. Too raw for YouTube. That damn near every video. Too raw for YouTube. The Making of the White Man series just got off this Sunday, putting a powerful one down. You know, it's reverberating all the way through the damn internet. The Making of the White Man, we just dropped this Sunday, last Sunday. It's on GeneralSeti.com, Seti University, if you want to see it. All powerful. Talking about the pox, you know what I'm saying? The monkey pox, y'all need to check it out because, you know, it's some very serious times today, family. You feel me? Seti University, the ancient, the now, the future. Over 800 amazing presentations for the family. Science, history, nation building, black divinity, leadership development. And we add, new videos weekly. Binging on Black Power. Get on over there, family, and check me out. GeneralSeti.com, Seti University. Pull the fire alarm. That nigga General Seti is goddamn dropping nuclear bombs on Patreon. You feel me? You know, got over 150 exclusive live streams on my Patreon. Let me get that up for your family. Got over 150 exclusive live streams on my Patreon. Top hot topics you won't see on YouTube. You know, you feel me? Become a patron today and unlock tons and tons of hot fire information and presentations on my Patreon. What did I drop on Patreon? Oh yeah, last night. Let me get that up there for you, family, so y'all can see some of that fire. Enemies gathering all around the United States. Is the fall of the U.S. imminent? Feel me? You know, we talking. We got to talk today. Y'all niggas out here talking about what's going on the corner. Y'all niggas better be talking about what's about to fall on your goddamn head coming from over that Pacific Ocean. That's what you need to be talking about. And so tonight we're going to be dropping a very, very powerful. Make sure y'all subscribe to all my YouTube pages, family. Make sure you do that. Been dropping some hot ones on YouTube. The 10 greatest gods and goddesses of ancient Egypt. That's on General Seti. You know, part 1 and part 2. Also doing the 5 holiest cities of ancient Egypt. Also on General Seti. Y'all got to come and you know what I'm saying, and get with the general, man, because I'm setting this shit on fire out here. And you can believe that. Today we're going to be dealing with, where my flyer at? Where my flyer at? Let me get it up here. Let me get my flyer up here. What's that? Ain't that something? The one I'm supposed to be doing. I can't even. Hold on, family. That's all right. I know exactly where to find it. Let me go on and get it for you, family. I got so many damn. Here it go, right here. Let me drop it on in for you, family. Wow, the super rich buildings, doomsday bunkers all over the U.S. Some of y'all ain't talking about because they know something about to go down and you sitting around here you know, twiddling your goddamn thumbs, talking about nothing out here, you know, and it's real in the goddamn field. You know what I'm saying? It's real in the goddamn field. And, you know, niggas out here still confused. Still confused. And so, you know, when you see people spend this kind of goddamn money, you know, and some of them so filthy goddamn rich, I guess they say, fuck it, we ain't got nothing else to do. You know, but, you know, that ain't the reality. You know, people's are spending, you know, these people's got goddamn mansions under the ground, you know. And today we not, you know, we more confused about the little beef around the goddamn corner. See, we don't deal in national, you know, situations and international situations. We too busy and shit, you know what I'm saying, you know, finding this weak shit in hip hop, and you know who snitching on who, and you know who out here wearing this old fake ass clothing and shit that they wearing out here today. You know, shit damn near, you know, androgynous you know, clothing that these motherfuckers out here wearing today. You know, and so, you know, we don't take the time to consider that because we, you know, for real, we, you know, a lot of motherfuckers just ain't on that level. A lot of motherfuckers ain't on that level. And so, you know, but it's very serious today. We got wars on, you know, possibility of wars on top of wars, and it's real. It's real. The grass is real dry out there today. The grass is real dry out there today. And any little spark can just, you know, set this shit ablaze. You know, you got Iran. Let's deal with some things before I even get into the box. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm gonna show you why they, you know, it's necessary to have them goddamn bombs. You see, you know, and you check out the on my Patreon, enemies gathering all around the United States. Is the fall of the U.S. imminent? You know, and what I talk about is, you know, that many of the enemies of the United States, you know, and a lot of motherfuckers say, well, we ain't riding. They don't give a fuck about you. When they send that goddamn bomb over here, nigga, they don't give a fuck about you. Okay? So while you say you ain't riding, you ain't got to ride. You ain't got to ride for that goddamn bomb to reach out there and touch your black ass, wherever you at. You see what I'm saying? This is the silly shit that we talk. If you ain't riding with the U.S., why you laying so close up under these beats? Huh? Why you laying so close up? Because you love this beach, nigga. Shut up. Shut up. Gonna get on you niggas tonight. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, we ain't with, you know, so you what is that? Your excuse on why you don't deal with international affairs? Huh? You think this shit a game? See, you think this shit a game. But see, these motherfuckers didn't live through 2 world wars. They didn't live through more than, you know, just because it wasn't called a world war, shit, you know what I'm saying? They didn't live through a lot of these wars where them goddamn bombs didn't rain down on their ass. You see what I'm saying? And so, you know, a lot of people don't understand that in a lot of this mythology, just like Ragnarok, in which I didn't decoded that for you and let you know that the solar age is coming to wreak havoc on these motherfuckers. But even that inner earth shit, you see, this is what we're talking about, the inner earth, where it's going to be fire on the planet. You see, and you know, and it's going to cause not just only the sun, but the you know, the wars and shit that's on the planet that's going to cause them to go back where they always was in the first goddamn place. See, you keep talking and thinking that this shit, you know, some mythology. You niggas think this shit some Lord of the fucking Rings. That shit more realer to them. Lord of the fucking Rings is more realer to them than the goddamn 10 Commandments. You see what I'm saying? That is their goddamn 10 Commandments. Nigga, when you go over these, you know, Cro-Magnon Neanderthals' house on goddamn Christmas and goddamn Thanksgiving, they got on Lord of the Rings. They ain't got on no goddamn 10 Commandments and none of that. They got on motherfucking the 2 Towers and, you know, Return of the King and all that shit. They got on Harry Potter. You understand what I'm saying? Harry Potter is more a spirituality to them than goddamn, you know, the 10 Commandments and all this other shit. Y'all don't realize that. You see what I'm saying? And so when you start talking about this inner earth shit, and motherfuckers get all mythological and shit, but no, that's a return from where they always came from. You see, this is where they always came, you know, in the very beginning. And so as it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. And so they know that, you know, it's going to come a time where they're going to have to go back up under the ground. It's going to be so much fire on the planet. You see, it's going to be cosmic solar fire, and then it's going to be, you know, it's going to be man-made fire where these motherfuckers cannot live with one another. You know, and we always talking about, man, black people, and we do. We beef like a motherfucker. But see, we like I say, we ain't real serial killers. You see what I'm saying? When we talk about serial, them motherfuckers real serial killers. You understand what I'm saying? We cornflake and Captain Crunch serial killer. You ain't no real motherfucking killer. We killing for nothing. We killing our own goddamn people. We silly niggas. You understand? I ain't gonna say we, you know what I'm saying? You niggas is silly. But when we start talking about our people, these niggas ain't killing for no reason, you know, no call. They killing for, you know, dumb shit. You know, they sick in their own mind and self-hate. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, these motherfuckers, you got a little 22, nigga, a little 38. These motherfuckers got nuclear weapons. They got nuclear weapons. And so today, you know, you got the enemies of the United States, and that's a whole lot. And I don't take, you know, it ain't about taking no side, but goddamn it, I'm over here. And since I'm over here until I can get somewhere safe and shit, you know what I'm saying? I have to look at everything that's going on. And I can tell you one goddamn thing. I ain't riding with motherfucking Putin and goddamn Chong Wong and all the rest of them motherfuckers. I can tell you that. Yeah, I ain't riding with them because they trying to send something over here on your ass. They trying to rain down on your ass if they can. And so you know you got what's his name out of North Korea, Kim Jong Un. You understand? Donald Trump called him the Rocket Man. This motherfucker got nuclear capability, so he's able to reach out there and touch some things, or you know, around, you know, over there in the vicinity. He can reach out there and touch the Koreas. I mean, South Korea, which is a stronghold of the United States. He can reach out there and touch Japan. He can touch Japan. You see what I'm saying? And believe it's a lot of United States servicemen over there. You understand? A lot of, you know, our own people, sad to say, you know, that they over there, but they there. He can reach out there and touch Guam, and then you got the guy from China. You see what I'm saying? Now they can touch the mainland United States. You see, they can touch the mainland United States, and then you got old Putin. You know, Putin with his, Russian gangster and shit. You know what I'm saying, over there, bossing up on Ukraine and shit. And, you know, and whoever, you know, whatever, I don't give a goddamn, they all the same. Ukraine, Russia, Afghanistan, all that shit, just the same. But, you know, it is going on, and it's having a global effect. You know what I'm saying? Where nations are gathering together, you know what I'm saying? And they taking sides, and all it's going to take is one little, you know, a little situation, you know, and so it doesn't, you know, and it's going to be on and popping. You know, and so you got North Korea, you got Russia, you got China, you also got Iran in that axis. You see, you also got Iran in that axis. And so they ain't just, you know, and so they saying fuck it, you know. And so this was what it was like, you know, in the beginning of World War II. You understand, when you had Germany and you had Italy with Mussolini, and then you had Japan and all of them coming together. You see what I'm saying? And, you know, and so, the peoples is lining up. They're getting together. You see they just had some shit pop off in Venezuela where they had war games. You know, United States didn't like that, but they was down there. They say, fuck it, we're going to have something on this side. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have something over here on this side in the Western Hemisphere. You know what I'm saying? So they went down there to Venezuela and shit, and so these motherfuckers over here wasn't happy about that. But it just letting they inching closer and closer and closer to your doorstep. You see, you got you also got to understand you got India and Pakistan. They nuclear capable. And they over there, and so China is trying to bully India. You understand? They trying to bully India. You see, and so they feel like they got to take control of a lot of that land over there. You know what I'm saying? In between China and India. So they beefing with one another right now. And so you got all these nuclear capable countries, you understand, taking sides. And, it's not going to be long. It's not going to be long before some shit pop up. And so, under these possibilities, you seeing these super rich, and not just the super rich. Not just the super rich. You got some motherfuckers that can throw 30, 40, 50,000. Now, if you put 30,000 in, you're gonna be in a goddamn oil barrel. You ain't gonna be in nothing too big. So you want to get something nice, you're gonna have to come out your pockets. You see, and so they going up under the earth. And so, I'm looking and I've been, and this shit ain't just started. You know what I'm saying? It's been a skyrocket on bunkers, building bunkers for probably the last 2 years now. You see what I'm saying? They, probably the last 2 years. And so, and so they understand the possibilities. And they grandmothers and grandfathers then told them about World War II. And so they're not gonna sit back. They're not gonna sit back and let this shit happen again if they can help it. And so some of these super rich got mansions up under the earth. They got mansions. I was looking at this one. Right here, these motherfuckers got skyscrapers under the earth. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers got about 13 floors on these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck you got? You know what I'm saying? What do you think a motherfucker would take the time to build something like this? And so, what it's like they whispering in each other's ears, like, it's going down, right? You know what I'm saying? So they taking their funds and shit, and they allocating that shit to something for the doomsday, the apocalypse. You see what I'm saying? They preparing for the apocalypse. And niggas ain't preparing for shit. You know what I'm saying? Many times they motherfucking apocalypse is right there on the goddamn corner. You know what I'm saying? They motherfucking apocalypse. And so as long as niggas can bring total chaos and confusion upon themselves, they can't even see what's coming from abroad. You see what I'm saying? And this is going to be very devastating. You see, again, you see how they building, facilities under the earth. You know what I'm saying? In case, something like, a nuclear war could pop off. You see right here, they got, these tubes and shit. This is one of the top models I see that they're building. Them tube type bunkers up under the ground. Now dig this one right here. This motherfucker underground, this motherfucker got wine and and shit, for probably last his ass, all his life. He can go down there and get him a goddamn drink, long as he don't just, get him a nice little glass of wine and shit, maybe 2 a day, and motherfucker can sip forever. You see, they getting ready. They're getting ready. They're getting ready for this doomsday and shit. And you know what? Many of them feel like, when you start talking about how they're going to annihilate the motherfucking planet, if all the motherfuckers that go up underground and they create, machinery and shit, because I seen one of them movies where they had so much machinery and replacement parts and shit. All type of tools and and factories up underground where they could continue to make shit right there up underground. And you know, if a war pop off and shit, they can build all the shit they need underground. You know, they can build all that shit underground. So when you start talking about this Shambhala and all this inner earth shit, you be looking at the mythology, but it's really a prophecy. You know, it's something that has been and will be again, and they are already prepared, you know, to return because many of them are already in the earth. You know, just like I showed a lot of people on the making of the white man, they still in the cave. You know, people keep talking about that as if they, you know, they ain't in the cave. They still in the goddamn cave. But now they got tools and shit, and they done turn these motherfucking caves into mansions. You know, caverns and shit in the earth and shit, and in the mountains and shit, and they didn't design them motherfuckers to where the cave looks better than some of the mansions and shit out here on, you know, on the earth and shit. You know what I'm saying? On the surface. And so we got to understand this. And so you know, and they probably prepared to have all type of, you know, because they can have them cables up under the earth. You know, as far as having cable, they put a lot of that shit in the ground now. So, you know, they probably can have a little TV studios right there in the earth. They are prepared to take this shit back underground. And many of them are probably already broadcasting from up underground. They've already been testing this shit. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these you might not even know was broadcast right there from underground. And so when the shit go down, you know, they'll be able to survive up under the earth. They probably got all type of, you know, aquifers, and because a lot of people don't, if you don't ain't studying geography and shit, and you ain't studying, because that's what you niggas, y'all don't fuck with that. You know, I had to teach y'all that shit. You know, when you start talking about these aquifers and shit, and they got oceans up under the earth. You know, they got oceans up under the earth that been the water been seeping down, you know, through the cracks and shit in the layers of the earth, and it's gathered up under the earth. And so even in the Sahara, you know, they got big aquifers. That shit damn near the size of the United States, right there up under the Sahara. Even, you know, them watersheds, you know, around the Nile and around the Congo, where that water been seeping down through the earth for thousands and thousands of years. So you got pure water up under the earth where they could tap into that shit. So, you know, they could continue to do a lot of that right up under the earth. They can continue to do that shit under the ground. And you don't understand that the realities, you know, that, you know, they living in the realities as you living is light years apart. You see? Light years apart. So you can see right here, you know, this is underground. Look at this. Look at this. You know, these motherfuckers got all type of shit. You know, they got their stoves and shit and microwaves and you know everything that you could imagine. They done took that shit into the cave. They done took that shit under the ground because they prepared. They know. And so when you got this type of shit, that's why they keep talking. They don't give a fuck about having no nuclear war. Some of them they don't even care. You know what I'm saying? United States then drafted a doctrine about being able to win a nuclear war. They saying that they can win it. You know, based on certain ramifications and shit and how they come out of it, they saying that, you know, a nuclear war could be winnable. I say, goddamn, these motherfuckers is crazy. And the reason why they feel like shit, if enough of they elite is up under the ground, then they got enough materials and shit where they can continue to function and build tools and technology. And, you know, a lot of the shit that they use to create even computers is up under the ground. You feel me? You know, up under the ground, you know, a lot of, you know, the silica and this, that, and the third. And so they don't necessarily have, and probably have already gathered enough of it, you know, where, you know, they stockpiled it. You know, they didn't stockpile a lot of that shit to where they could go on and on and on for probably, you know, up to maybe 5 years, probably longer than that. Some of them probably can go up to 10 years. You know, they didn't stockpile so much shit, they probably can go for 10 years and wait. And they believe that By that time, the earth will have been cleared, the atmosphere, or whatever nuclear material and waste that will come out of a nuclear war, it would have been cleansed itself by then, and then they can come back on the top of the earth and continue to be a savage that they always been. You see, they got these, they hot tubs and shit. This is bedrooms and shit. They really trying to live lavish up under this motherfucker. This is, for somebody, this still, see, so this is that tubing, and that's pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie, shit, if a motherfucker had to flee somewhere, yeah, you had one of these motherfuckers, shit. And you got enough food in that motherfucker, that could last. It at least take the immediate, fear out you, that you can run and you can have somewhere. And I guess you're gonna just listen to the earth explode above your head, but at least you'll be down and somewhere halfway safe, and you got your little air system. I see how they put an air system on the motherfucker, and I believe they can connect a lot of solar, panels and shit, but I don't know how that's gonna work with all that goddamn nuclear waste, and cloud in the sky and shit. And so I don't know how that could work, but I believe they figured it out because they've done it before. They was living in the ground during World War II. They were living in shit. The Viet Cong and the Vietnamese shit. They was up underground when the United States was crashing their ass. The Koreans and all the motherfuckers was underground. Go look at that movie called Tunnel Rats and shit. They was all up under, motherfuckers had cities up under that motherfucker. So they've already been doing this. It's not nothing new to them to live underground. And so you don't realize they got better shit underground than niggas got above the ground. And so not only have we not achieved in, for the most part above the ground, they have extended they wealth and shit that they done stole from, the ignorance of our people not, reclaiming that which is theirs by any means necessary. So they stockpiled to where they could do it damn near anything they want to do. Whatever they heart desire, they can bring it to reality. And so again, you looking at one of those tube bunkers under the ground. You see, this shit crazy. And so, I'm just letting you know, family, it's real, it's getting real out here. It's getting real out there. You see Pakistan, you know what I'm saying? They nuclear capable. They riding with Russia. You see Iran is saying they there. And they call this motherfucker the Great Satan. Oh shit, they call the United States the Great Satan and shit, and so this is their number one target for Iran. And so at any given time, Israel could strike Iran. And they done already said if the United States don't ride, that, they don't give a fuck. They gonna ride anyway. They're gonna ride on Iran anyway. And so if that go down, and then Russia has been talking shit to Israel, because Russia is over in Syria, because that's they ally, that's their ally. So they got their soldiers and shit and over there in Syria, and Israel been doing raids on that shit because Iran used Syria as that's one of they proxies and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so they flood all type of missiles and shit over there in Syria. And so Israel will go over there and bomb that shit. And Russia then told their ass, we want you to stop, bombing Syria because shit. This is our ally. And plus we got our soldiers and shit over here. And so, you know, at any given time, you know, Israel's continuing to still bomb that shit over there, you know, and Russia get into it with Israel. You already know it's going to pull the rest of the world in. You know it's going to, so right there, you got a situation that ain't even, you know, really, and people don't even know that that shit is going on. And then you look up, motherfucker, and you in a world war, and you ain't even, and niggas don't even know how they, and don't even give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? They don't even give a fuck. And that just show you how far we are out of the game, how far we are the international, you know, being an international heavyweight, a national heavyweight. We, you know, we just out of the game. You know, and so that's why, you know, we got to continue to be and study our Garvey and study our Collin and study our Malcolm and, you know, and be aware of all levels of existence and awareness on this motherfucking planet, because it do affect you, whether you believe it or not. You see what I'm saying? And so, family, you see, I'm letting you know that they building a whole lot of bunkers. You know, they done bought a lot of this goddamn food. They done bought a lot of this food. The goddamn shelves is empty. You think they done bought a lot of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Even that dry food, you know, where you could just put water on that shit. They done bought a lot of that shit out. That's right. That shit that you can store and shit. You know, that shit that you can store. They done bought a lot of that shit out. You go on there try to get some of that survival food. A lot of that shit is low. You know, and gas is going up, the food going. Man, listen here. Y'all motherfuckers keep sitting out here on your hands thinking this shit is a game if you want to. You're going to put yourself in the predicament, and it's going to be your own doing. So, you know, you keep out here listening to these, you know, being entertained and not, you know, taking heed to the message, family. It's real out in the motherfucking field. You know what I'm saying? And at least I could tell you, you know, that this shit is going down. And reality is, it's not going to be too much longer. It's not going to be too much longer before some shit pop off. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to be too much longer. You know, it very well could be this year. But I doubt very seriously if, you know, it go past, you know, spring of next year. You know, because usually when they get ready to go to war, they usually wait till around springtime. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, with the winter and shit and all that, you know, that fucks with their equipment and all, you know, and, you know, the ability to be able to move that shit. And so they usually be getting their shit ready to move on, you know, around spring. So they could very well get into some shit right now because it's still warm. You know, it's still warm and it's a possibility that some shit can pop off right fucking now. And so you got to, you know, and don't think that it's not going to pop. It's going to pop. You ain't got to second guess. It's going to pop. You know, they are already, you know, looking each other in the eye, and it's come to, you know, it's come to a head, you know, and so it's gonna be a battle for who's gonna rule this world, you know, and then, you know, is it gonna be the West? Is it gonna be the NATO and the United States, or is it gonna be China, Russia, and all they problems? You know what I'm saying? Is it going? So they want to have it out. They want to have it out. Russia then already, you know, threaten United States and say, you know, we'll take you. We got some shit that will wipe y'all motherfuckers out. You know, and so, you know, when you got threats and shit like that, you know, motherfuckers gonna throw threats like that. You got to take that shit very seriously. You know, and I don't look at them motherfuckers like they bluffing either. You know, they not bluffing. You know, they not bluffing. At any given time, them either or, whether it's the U.S., Russia, China, or any of them other motherfuckers. And so when, you got to understand, when one throw it, you got to understand all of them gonna throw it. You know, and so you're gonna have shit flying all over the goddamn planet and through the air. You see, and so it's gonna be a very devastating reality, you know, because it's so many nuclear bombs on the planet. And just like they said, ain't nobody gonna want to lead none. They don't let, when it get ready to go down, every one of them gonna fly. Every one of them gonna fly. They ain't gonna lead shit. I'm gonna tell you that. And so when you talk about Russia and the United States, them motherfucking countries will be devastated. Them motherfuckers will be totally devastated. And the reason why is because, Russia know where a lot of United States missiles is, except them ones in that goddamn up under that water. That's why they really put a lot of in on them submarines, them nuclear bombs. They still got some in the earth, but see, you got to take the chance that they don't bomb that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And so the ones that's more likely in the earth, they're gonna let them motherfuckers fly because of the fact that a lot of them with the satellites, they know where they located. And so they don't want to leave that shit in there and let the next country bomb that motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? And so, they're going to let them motherfuckers fly. You see what I'm saying? They're going to let them motherfuckers fly through the motherfucking air. You see what I'm saying? They're going to let them motherfuckers fly through the air. So you motherfuckers understand that, and plan, and you can hope to the ancestors, but we haven't done anything that can control the way the world is moving. We have not put nothing. We thinking that by not, dealing with the elephant in the room, that somehow it'll go away. And what we've done, we've allowed a fucking demonic energy to remain in control of this planet for the last 2,000 years, and it can put everything living on this planet in threat of extinction. That's all that is done. And niggas keep thinking that they gonna, just ignore the elephant in the room. And it has grown and grown and grown to the point where it could devastate all life on this planet. And so we got to do better than what we're doing. We have to determine, what place, we want to have on this planet and move our energy and making sure that it become a reality. But even up at this point, I'm looking at all these nations and shit with this destructive power, and I'm thinking to myself, man, this shit got to be removed from the planet. All this shit got to be removed from the planet, and I don't know how that's possible. I don't know how, that's going to be possible, but, I don't know how we have allowed these motherfuckers to amass that kind of power on this planet, to be able to destroy all life on this planet, and I don't, and whether it's some survivors or not, it's not going to be the same fucking earth. I could tell you that. It's not going to be the same earth. So family, make preparations. When you look at the news and shit, and you ain't got to believe every motherfucking thing. You ain't got to believe everything, but look at the news and what's around you on all levels, on the local, on the national, on the international. And you ain't got to listen to just one news organization. You listen to all types of organizations, that's gonna give up some information, and you weigh it in the scales, family. You know what I'm saying? You weigh it in the scales. I see family out there say we know how to get it up off the planet. Okay, good. Well, I believe you, and we need to start working on it right now. You know what I'm saying? Because if they get to it before we get to it, then we're gonna be in some serious trouble. I got a couple more live streams going down tonight, family. I'm gonna move on. I'm dealing with this domestic terrorism that's going, and so we got it going coming from all around the motherfucking globe, and we got it. And so I'm dealing with the internal in the next video on General Sara Seti, General Seti YouTube page, and then I'm coming back. And I'm gonna deal, right here on Sara Seti, last video of the day, of how the conscious community is the most anti-African segment society. Even more anti-African than the goddamn Peckerwood. You feel me? And I want to deal with that today. How anti-African this so-called conscious community is. Real talk. So family, stay with me tonight. You know what I'm saying? Stay with me tonight. It's going down with the general. KingSeti.com, GeneralSeti.com, Seti University, and my Patreon, General Sara Seti. All the links is right down in the video description. Check me out, family. I'm guaranteeing you're going to love it. Love it. This is the General Sara Seti saying, hey, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black Pop.